Hello, good morning. It's Friday today. I'm at home today. I have been not vlogging on this channel for the last 2 days. I'm having a bit of a busy time with lots to do for uni at home. Just the usual things, the practicing, the desk-based stuff. I don't want to keep vlogging about that. So I have asked in a community post the other day for some questions for a Q&A. So I think what I might do is just kind of intersperse answering a few questions of you rather than keeping on saying, oh, now I'm doing my practice, now I'm sitting doing some arrangements at my desk. You know, the sorts of questions that I tend to skirt around are ones that are asking for details about other people in my life, so I respect their privacy, so I tend not to answer those ones, and also anything that might help me to be identifiable in the real world, like enable somebody to come find me, if you know what I mean. So I don't tend to answer those ones. But anyway, I am going to come to you later in the day. I'm going to go and practice my flute now, and I will come back and answer some questions when I have done that. Oh, and by the way, sorry, I have washed my hair and I haven't brushed it. I just realised I've done that whole thing with my hair scruffed up wet in a bun. Yeah. I practised for nearly an hour and a half with a little break in the middle to refresh my teacup, and now I'm contemplating stew or soup for lunch in the soup maker. Can't quite decide. This is what I've got: mushrooms, that's the kale, leek, potato, carrot, aubergine. I probably wouldn't put an aubergine in. I've decided I'm going to go for a smooth soup and have it with buttered corn cakes. That would be nice. I'm going to have chickpeas, leek, potato and kale. Right, I've chucked it all in. I've kind of stirred it, but I don't know if you need to when you're doing the whizzy soup. Right, I'll just get that going and then I'll tell you what I put in it. 21 minutes that should take. That's quicker than the chunky setting. I have not tried the juice or the blend options yet. I ought to give those a go sometime. The one thing I wish was a bit different about this is that it's got a kettle lead, but it's not cordless, you know. That would make it a bit more convenient, because it was a bit awkward getting those in and out, especially when you've got a heavy thing full of stuff and you're making sure not to spill it, you know. Anyway, what did I put in my concoction today? I put in whole coriander seeds, because I love it when they blend up, because you get this amazing burst of flavour. I put my roasted vegetables air fryer range mixed herbs that I got from Home Bargains ages ago. That's the one that's got lavender in. Thank you very much for everybody that confirmed that yes, lavender is edible, and you know what, I love it. I love it in a stew, very nice. I put a trusty OXO cube in when all else fails. It'll make sure it tastes nice. Quite a few crushed chilies, because it's only me eating it, so I didn't have to worry about anybody's mouth getting burned off. And some sea salts as well. That's it. Oh, and a bit of water out of the kettle. I'm going to hang my laundry out while that cooks. There are some very good smells coming wafting in my direction while I'm hanging my pants out. Oh, I got the camera out to say it's doing the whizzy thing, and then it just stopped the second I hit the record button. It's got 2 minutes to go. I'm very glad. Oh, there we are. It's doing it now. When it first did it frightened the living daylights out of me when I wasn't used to what it was doing. But yeah, I highly recommend having one of these. But I got a feeling like if you just want stews and stuff, I think crock pots or whatever they're called, or Instapots, do pretty much the same thing, I think. I'm not sure. But if you want the whizzy smooth soup option, oh, it's so good. And it's nice, it feels like there's somebody else in the house cooking my dinner for me. Once I've just chucked everything in, I can go away and do other things and leave it. Ooh, it's green. I think that must be the kale that's done that. That smells amazing. And I'm just thinking, why on earth was I not buttering my corn cakes in readiness? I'm going to have to wait an extra 2 minutes while I do that now, and I'm starving. I ripped up a cheese slice and put it on. Well, two actually. Cheddar and peppercorn slices I got from Tesco the other day, and I'm going to have that with my corn cakes. That was very nice. I've eaten that, and do you know what? I was very restrained, because normally, well, I haven't made it smooth for a while, but when I first got that, I just kept going and going and having another bowl and maybe a bit more, and I ended up completely awash with soup swishing around my belly. Anyway, I'm gonna do a couple of these questions now before I crack on with a load more practice and don't film that bit, so I'm gonna film this bit. So Margaret asks, how do you fit everything into your daily life? Well, I think the simple answer is I don't. There are so many things that I don't fit in, and I've just kind of accepted that I don't fit them in, and maybe one day I will fit them in. Things like DIY, you know, redecorating things when they're looking a bit shabby. I don't deep clean as much as I would like to, shall we say. Like, yeah, I'm sure most people's houses get a really good clean more than mine. I don't actually know. Maybe that's not true. Maybe other people don't do it as well. But I'm quite good at keeping up with the peripheral stuff, you know, but when it comes to pulling out chests of drawers and hoovering, I don't do that very often. My garden needs a lot of attention. It's not really a garden, it's a patch of concrete, but it's got rubbish blown into it, dead plants that need hacking down and putting in the compost. I'm not on top of that sort of stuff at all, so I don't fit everything in. But how do I fit everything in that I do? I time plan a lot. I literally time block these days on my computer. It's like a school timetable, and I might think, right, I'm on the train there, what can I get done in that, you know, chunk of time on the train? And I'll think, what can I do on my laptop or whatever, or on my iPad? And so I literally slot in stuff all over the place. Like, I can do quite a lot on my phone. I can answer emails from customers and things like that on my phone. I can get quite a lot done. Just, it's all those little idle moments. I try to capitalise on them if I can. I don't really like watch telly. I don't watch Netflix. I'm pretty restrained with scrolling social media. I don't really do a lot of that, so I've cut a lot of things out that I think before starting vlogging I would have done. I would have watched soap operas, and I would have spent time, intentional time, just browsing Facebook and things like that. I gave all that up to edit, and I actually quite enjoy being productive rather than doing that stuff, so like that, I suppose. Sonia, oh, somebody at the door. I'm back, sorry, I had to get to the door. It was a subscribe and save delivery of cans of pop, basically. I got sick to death of carrying them, so I just have them come. In fact, we haven't used up the last lot, so I've got a bit too many at the moment, but they will get used eventually. Right, where was I? Hi Imo, what are the pros and cons of being a mature student, and do you plan on doing more once you have finished this degree? Well, I was thinking about that. I accidentally found myself in a lecture about doing a PhD, which would be the next step. I don't think so, because it's just taking up so much of my time, but I am so loving this pace of accelerated growth, you know. It's very stimulating, and I like all the characters that are around the place, you know, and I feel very at home there, and I'll be bereft when I do eventually have to go. Pros and cons of being a mature student. Well, a lot of things are just easier for me because I've had life experience of them. Like, I don't suppose I need to go into many details, like doing group work with band arrangements and stuff. Well, I've done it for years. I know exactly what to do. So it does mean that I'm not learning how to do it, whereas the others are learning through doing it, whereas I can already do it. So I don't know if that's a pro or a con, really. It's a con in that I'm not getting as much out of that module as the others are, I suppose. Cons, I don't know, really. I mean, I suppose maybe I probably don't fit in the same as I would have fitted in if I'd have been their age, you know, of the average student, you know. But I don't want to go out going down the pub and getting drunk and staggering back to student accommodation and all that stuff that students do. I don't want to. So in a way, that's kind of an advantage, that you can go and not get caught up in that social life, especially if you're commuting already from home and you're not on campus. It's just a pro or a con. It depends on what you want out of it, really. I should have put some thought into this before picking up my phone and having a look, shouldn't I? But sometimes I think the spontaneous answers are the best, and sometimes not. Pros and cons, right, I'm going to turn the camera off and have a think. I'm more confident, I think, than I would have been. I am quite confident to answer questions in the lecture, you know, put my hand up and answer questions when asked. I'm quite happy to ask questions. I don't feel embarrassed at all. A big part of that is probably having the vlogging channel, because it makes you more extrovert gradually as your channel grows and you get more and more used to seeing yourself on the screen. Oh, I think I relate to the lecturers in a different way than I would have done if I'd have been 21, because I just see them as fellow human beings, whereas I might have seen them as sort of great, not deities, that's going a bit too far, but, you know, great figures of authority. Maybe you've got to behave yourself in front of them, that sort of thing. But I don't feel like that now. I just feel like, you know, they're sort of on my level, although obviously they're superior in their musical knowledge and stuff like that. But do you know what I mean? Socially. So that's a pro. A con, well, I'm working as well. So, you know, obviously I'm making content for YouTube and doing my gigs as well as juggling uni. I am part-time at uni, but it's still a lot. Whereas the other students who are full-time, a lot of them are not. I don't think they're all working. Like, I think they've got more time to totally 100% focus on what they're doing, and I'm not. I'm really juggling it. And I think a lot of mature students will probably still have small children that require a lot more attention. So that's probably a con, that you've got to have your head in so many different places. Another pro, I'm possibly not as skint as a lot of students because I work as well. So, like, if I need resources, I can just get them for myself. Like when I did my first degree, you know, I would do everything on the cheap because I had to, didn't have any choice. Now, I don't think this is specifically related to being a mature student, but it kind of is. Because I'm doing this degree now in 2025, not degree, MA. If I'd have done it straight on from my degree in the 90s, I wouldn't have had all the modern technology at my disposal to help me, especially as a dyslexic as well, being able to press a button and have text read aloud to me, being able to Google things, being able to have iPads and styluses and digital note taking and everything just available at a press of a few keys, you know, that's just so much, it's really sped up the process for me, you know. It's like gone from a slow shuffle to sprinting, you know, learning wise, because of the accessibility of the technology. That's not specifically to do with being a mature student, it's just because I'm this age now when this technology exists, that's a pro for me. Donny's weekend van life travel. I met Donny in Penarth. I'll link the video in the end screen for you if you like, in the description. I met him. He's another creator friend of mine. He says, have I got any travel plans for this year? No. My plans are to keep an eye on my diary and any free spaces and possibly book something last minute, but honestly, there's no way I can get away before the end of my course finishes this academic year, which is mid-May, and after that, all my weekends are filled with gigs, so no. I'm tempted to bunk off a week in uni in November or something to just go and get some sun on my skin. No, sadly not. Colleen asks, do you keep any pets? I have 4 cats, plus I help my friend Lisa manage a group of outside cats. No, I haven't got any pets. My lifestyle is not compatible with having pets. I'm away overnight a lot and you need to be there, don't you? Really, you can't be begging off and just leaving them for days on end. My daughter's allergic to cats, dogs, mice, horses, various other things. She's allergic to all the standard pets anyway, plus she's not always here, so it's just not compatible. So no, I do not have any pets. Oh, Colin asks also, what is your favourite part about making shopping vlogs? It's the same part as making all my vlogs. Editing, I love it. Oh, I've been doing YouTube for about 8 years now and I am just bursting with excitement to start my edits once I've filmed everything. It doesn't get old. I love it. I'm so fascinated by it. But another advantage that the shopping channel has, sort of favourite wise, over this one is it just goes down so much better with the audience. Like, it's so much more popular than my daily life. People don't skip sections, like because you can look at a retention graph to see which bits people are skipping, which bits people are, I don't know, you can't tell if they're replaying. It's just like it can be up and down a bit on the daily life vlogs. Shopping is like like it's flat, the Cliffs of Dover shaped graph. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, people, they want shopping, they see by the title, it is shopping, it does what it says on the tin, they know they're gonna like it, and they do, and they just watch till the end. And that channel's growing quicker than this one, even though I only upload 1 day a week. The views are way higher, everything. It's nice and exciting to be able to provide people with something that I know they're gonna love and they do love, so that makes me feel rewarded by that. Whereas Planet Immo, people are, you know, it's like a bit varied, isn't it? So people like some bits, they don't like other bits. For example, when I'm watching other people's vlogs, a bit that I'm not interested in is gym workouts, like lengthy gym workouts with no voiceover and just a music track. Like, that's something I would probably skip as well, so I do understand. Yes. So yeah, that's that. Right, a couple of people have asked how far do we travel for gigs. It's kind of depends on the pay. I mean, if they pay us enough, yeah, we'll travel further. 2 hours maximum each way, I'd say, unless there's substantially more pay, because it's just a lot of extra hours, you know, out of your day, and it's tiring, and you can get back really late at night sometimes, especially if the gig finished at 11 or 12, you know, and you've got to pack everything down and get away. It can take a while, but I mean, if they're putting us up overnight, they're feeding us, they're paying us a lot, it just will, like, take everything on its own individual merit, really. Sarah, been following all the uni life. Has it been easier for you since giving up orchestra? Was it the right decision? Yeah, it was. It was one of the best things for me, for my development, but it was just too much. I was going to crack up if I carried on with that. It was too many hours. So yeah, that's the simple answer to that. And I'm going to answer one more before I go do my flute practice. This is Nikki in a vlog. Do you think you and IB will ever live together? She's asked 2 questions, actually, that's one of them. I can't speak for him. We love having our space and our independence and our autonomy, and we love spending time together because it's proper quality time. So we feel like we got a good balance. However, at some point we're going to be very old, and there comes a point where I think it would be helpful for each other to help each other out about the place. So I suspect that when we reach a certain age, we all think that we would like to, but he's not been consulted in this. He might have a different idea. He might be like, no way, I'm getting my man van. I'm off. I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. Anyway, and Nikki in a vlog also asks, have you got a favourite holiday destination? Well, yeah, Portugal, innit? Portugal, innit? Especially Lisbon, just because I know so many people there. We just click back into the social scene. I know how everything works. I know how the metro works, the trams. It's just easy. But I am a bit bad for not going to new places. I keep going back to places where I know how the infrastructure works and everything, because it's easy and relaxing and enjoyable, whereas when you go somewhere completely new it can be a bit stressful, like working out the bus timetables and things like that. So, but yeah, Portugal. Right, time is getting on. I really had better go and practice my flute.
I'm gonna make a mess of it.
Many hours have passed. My boyfriend is here and he's come with chips. We're about to tuck in, aren't we? We've got one big of fish and a big thing of chips between the two of us. And I said, would you like to carve? But he's just got a normal knife and fork and it's going everywhere.
It's going everywhere.
Everywhere.
What an Egypt. And you don't like the batter.
Usually it's my batter.
There you have a look.
Ooh. There you go. What would you give that out of 10 for presentation? Answer in the comments.
I'm making a right of it.
Oh, are you swearing on my vlog?
Am I?
Yeah.
Did I say, oh, beep?
You did.
Beep.
I'm trying to end a vlog and he's sitting opposite with his arms folded, leaning back, grinning at me. I don't know what to say now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Good night.